Aloha.
Aloha.
Hi, Neil. Good to
Hey,
see you
Kang.
in Hawaii.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic weather.
Yeah. Beautiful ocean.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. And gorgeous palms, gorgeous hotel,
Yeah.
and a lot of good crowd gathering all over the world for the Snapdragon Summit 2023.
Yeah. So, yeah. So this is like your fifth time you've come here, right?
It's more than 5 times.
Ah, okay. But this time, what did you kind of see that was very interesting and
I think
eye-catching?
that's a great question. So over the last 5 to 6 summits I've been, right, it's always have been more focus on specs announcement of a particular chipset, or it would be more about, okay, which OEM is going to launch this. It's more about CPU, GPU, X percentage growth. But this time, what was different was they focused more on the experiences, the capabilities, which are actually the output, basically like artificial intelligence, like on-device AI was hot across, right? And we saw a lot of partners, developers on stage. We have never seen such a list before on the stage. So it gave a very sense of an ecosystem play, which Qualcomm is doing, and everyone is excited about these products. What do you think?
Yeah, that was very interesting. And I also agree to that. And to kind of add my view, I say this time they launched a highly anticipated product that the market was waiting for. So as the market goes to AI, and we have Apple running on M1, M2 processors that are so powerful, the industry was waiting for a processor like that to come to Android, to come to Windows ecosystem. And so this is the time where they delivered a product that the industry was really waiting for. And I think that's amazing. And they kind of exceeded expectations. We thought they would bring something that was equal to M2, but it's like 30%, 50% better than the current M2. And that was really amazing because M2 itself was already quite spectacular in performance. So I really look forward to the new Orion core and the X Elite processors that they're going to ship, and of course the PCs that they're going to use those chips. So I think that was quite amazing.
Yeah, I agree. So I think this is a feature phone to smartphone movement for a moment for the PCs as we enter AI PC territory. And we have been forecasting about this for almost a year.
Right.
And for ARM-based PCs, which would be driving this change almost a couple of years now, right? So we have seen this coming, but now we are seeing, as Tom said, a product which is revolutionary in terms of performance, but not only performance, but at doing this at low power, right? And doing AI at low powers, and with the ecosystem, bringing all those learning language models onto the chipset, right? And optimizing for them and building new experiences. I think that will take PC to the next level.
Yeah, it's like a completely different product now.
Yeah.
What else was interesting?
Yeah. Maybe on AI PC, there was one demo we saw yesterday where it was a demo, similar demo which we saw on mobile phones last year, right? So on the mobile phones, not last year, even in MWC actually. So that was Stable Diffusion, right?
Right.
So which is a generative AI model based Stable Diffusion on a device, edge device, on device AI with no internet connectivity.
Yeah,
right.
That was great.
So at MWC, the Stable Diffusion could convert your text into an image in less than 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And yesterday, the demo we saw on the X Elite platform, it was mind blowing. They converted the text into image in less than 1 second.
Yeah. And the competing product, the Intel i7, it took like 20 seconds.
Right.
So like 10 to 20 seconds. So I think the difference is 10 to 20 times difference, or even maybe more than that. So that was something that will really change things, I think.
I think this is the step change we were talking about, right? In the PC industry, an inflection point with almost 500 million PCs, which are still on Windows 10. And maybe with the new Windows, which could be more intelligent, AI-powered, optimized for chipsets like this,
Right.
it's going to be a big inflection point for PC industry.
Right. So another interesting thing I saw was that they had Meta Llama 2 on the chipset. So they said it was embedded in the chipset, and everything was on airplane mode. So when in the current days, you have to go to the cloud and use ChatGPT to ask something to AI or ask AI to do something. This could be done on the device in airplane mode. So it's now like a default AI model running on this AI phone. So that was really impressive. They could do exactly what ChatGPT could do, and maybe some things I think even better. So I think that was another interesting thing I saw.
So another interesting thing was Qualcomm has onboarded more than 30 models, LLM models, right off the bat, which are optimized for the chipsets. And Qualcomm is working with Hugging Face, which has more than 300 models and more than 300,000 applications.
Yeah.
Right. So I think having that level of partnership with developers and those are building those LLM models, as well as bring your own model, like what Xiaomi and Honor said, right? I think that's going to take even the smartphone to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. They're more partners than ever. It's not just apps. It's all like because the desktop players, the server players are also partnering with Qualcomm. So you're saying, yeah, you're right. The smartphone is transforming to something else right now.
So AI inferencing was hot.
Yeah.
Some examples which we saw also was very fascinating was the photo expansion. So a generative AI can fill up the rest of the photo if it's missing.
Right. So it felt like a phone with imagination. It will fill up blank spaces with something that was very similar to the photo and unrecognizable. So it's a phone that has imagination. So it's really AI now.
Right. And then another example which we saw was video object eraser.
Yeah.
Right. Where you could erase someone who is video bombing you.
Right.
And easily post-process, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right. Magically.
Right. You don't need another software for it. It's like on the device, in the chipset.
Exactly. I think there are a lot of such applications which we'll see once 8 Gen 3 devices come out. And other interesting thing was, which you highlighted a little bit earlier, that a lot of OEMs are launching the devices at the same time as the chipset has been launched. It's the first time, right?
Yeah, first time. Xiaomi already has a phone now. Yeah, so this is incredible. The speed of the industry has gone really fast. And like almost every industry is going through a smartphone transformation or an Apple iPhone moment, if you can say. So smartphones are moving to AI devices, and we might see this in desktops with the new Orion core, and then we might see it in auto as well. Right. So, these are all the top subjects that we're going to cover this year and next year. Smartphones, ARM PCs, auto, IoT, high-performance computing. And Qualcomm looks like it already has its finger in all of these areas. And the Orion core will enable them to establish a dominant position, in my view. So it's really good for Qualcomm.
I think the Nuvia acquisition and then taking this 3 years to build the Orion CPU, which is such a flexible architecture. And right now it has 12 cores in the X Elite, which can be configured, scaled down, scaled up, as you said, for HPC or scaled down even to a smartphone.
Yeah.
Right. So, or IoT device.
Yeah.
Matter of fact. So I think Orion has what Orion has happened to Qualcomm has been something really good for Qualcomm. And as Cristiano said, it will go into more devices starting next year.
Right. So why don't we wrap up with some challenges that we see, because it can't be all rosy.
Right.
So what challenges do you think this industry or Qualcomm's new products might face? Right.
That's a great question. So Qualcomm is entering the PC market at a point where it is ripe for inflection with AI. But again, to translate that message right to the consumer, right to the channels, train them, pouring more market development fund and money to build that market, right, for the next 3 years. It's not going to be easy,
You're right.
right? Because Intel is not going to just sit, or AMD is not going to sit.
Right.
Now we are seeing NVIDIA also entering,
Yeah.
right, with ARM-based PC and maybe MediaTek later.
Yeah. And we even see AMD announcing. So, yeah.
So I think that is an opportunity, but at a challenge for Qualcomm. It's going to be a new market. They tried for last 3 to 4 years with HCX, but didn't make any head through, right? But with AI PC, I think they have the advantage, the low power, high performance. Microsoft is more committed, as we saw with Satya Nadella and even Pawan on stage, right? So I think that challenge will be a good challenge for Qualcomm to crack. Apart from that, on the mobile side, if you see any challenges?
Yeah. So on the mobile side, the economic downturn is going to affect Qualcomm and its partners. But what goes down will go up eventually. So I think this can be temporary. And then another challenge I see is that it's not always the best technology that survives. We've seen GSM beat CDMA. CDMA was better, but it was more expensive and was not well communicated. And we've seen that in the old video days where you had beta versus VHS. So just having a great product is not enough. You have to market it well. So I think it's up to Qualcomm and its partners to market this new product, this line of products well, to really create a difference in the industry.
Absolutely. So on that note, thank you very much for listening and having us here and patiently listening to our thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
Yeah, good job, Neil.